What's up, guys? This is the very first episode of Name Your Star. Couple things have started coming in for Name Your Star. A couple things have started coming in for Q&A. I thank you for those of you that have contributed already. For those of you that haven't and want to, it's on the moderator of the actual homepage of my channel. For those of you, I know a lot of you guys, and I get a lot of feedback from you guys that watch my videos on Facebook. If you want to submit a question for Q&A, or you want to submit a Name Your Star, it is on the moderator on my actual page. So, you know, pause your Facebook feed. I know it's addicting, but actually open up, you know, my channel in another screen, go to the moderator, drop your, you know, Name Your Star, drop your Q&A. I know I've gotten a bunch of inbox stuff from people that are like, okay, I'm cooking up questions, da-da-da-da. That's great. I look forward to it. Like I said, Q&A is going to happen every 10 questions or so. Name Your Star is going to happen whenever somebody names a star. I've already got 2. This is the first one. I'm probably going to do another one tomorrow. Now, not surprising at all, the very, very, very first person to drop me a Name Your Star comment in the moderator was Preston. Or not Preston, Marcus the Bone Duster Wands, baby. Not Preston. But the reason I messed that up is because it says, in fact, what are your thoughts on Preston's preachings and Name Your Star Eric Young? Now, wow, that took a lot of light off of me. There we go. Not a big fan of drama here in the YWC, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do Name Your Star on Eric Young, and I'm going to end this video. And I'm going to tag another video onto the end of this. I'm going to give him my answer about Preston. That's going to be the period at the end of the sentence that is my issues with Preston. But that's not what this is. This is Name Your Star, Eric Young. Great name. I said I didn't want, you know, main top tier guys like John Cena and CM Punk and all that because they've been done a million times over. What I wanted was guys that aren't talked about so much, like Eric Young. Eric Young, to me, is the guy that I appreciate every time he's on my screen, because every time you see him perform in the ring, you know that he could do more if given the opportunity. Every time I see an Eric Young segment, no matter how silly it is, I'm left wanting more. And somebody that can do a comedy angle and leave you wanting more is it's the sign of a true showman. You get somebody like Hornswoggle who can go do his thing for a minute or two and it's funny and okay, get the fuck off my screen. You get Santino or somebody like that who shouldn't even be on my screen to begin with. You get Eric Young who's doing, you know, comedy bits or serious bits in equal measure. Either way, I'm left wanting more, which is awesome. He showed his diversity, hasn't he? In the brief time that I've watched TNA, I saw him as, you know, one of the members of Team Canada, where he did an interesting little role because we knew he had talent, but within the group itself he was kind of like the run to the litter, which worked in his favor because the run to the litter you don't expect very much from, and then when he was pulling off amazing matches, everybody was surprised and oohing and awing and scratching their head by the end of the match. If you can leave people scratching their head at the end of a match wondering how you pulled off what you just pulled off, that's a great thing, isn't it? He morphed from that, you know, broke away, you know, Team Canada kind of dissipated, and you know, Robert Roode went off and did his thing, and other people went elsewhere, and basically that fell apart. And then he was that timid, like, you know, perpetual face in peril guy who was always scared of himself. He was always scared of his opponents. He was scared of his own pyro as he came down the ring, which he sold every week, which sounds lame, but it worked for his character, and I thought it was really, really great. Also, the psychology that he did in the ring, where he would pull off amazing stunts in the ring, and he was as surprised with what he had successfully done as everybody else was that was watching him. And to sell that, it was a very unique thing. It was really, really never been done before. I mean, shortly after that, they had, again, with a comedy character like Santino, where he, you know, pulled off some fluke victories, and he acted surprised at his own abilities there. It was such a blatant ripoff of what Eric Young was doing well, it was kind of disgusting. From there, you went from, you know, the timid, shy, you know, surprised at his own abilities Eric Young to Super Eric, which was another lame gimmick, but it was great. You know, and then he had his League of Superheroes with, like, him and Curryman and Shark Boy, and you know what, it was every single one of those gimmicks was incredibly lame, but I still wanted to see it because I knew, there's a fucking fly, because Eric Young was still awesome to watch in the ring. After that, you had the Team International or whatever he was on with, like, Davari and the British Invasion, and basically it was another sort of anti-America, you know, group like every other company's done a million times before, but he took a more serious route And it was believable. Again, he lost all the frills, he lost all the comedy, he went completely deadpan in the face, you know, heelish type stuff. And, you know, not to say that he was a super monster heel like a Randy Orton or something like that, but for a mid-card guy who, for the most part, is good for comedy, to pull off a heel group like that was fucking incredible. And now you've got this thing where he sustained a head injury when he was tag teaming with Orlando Jordan. Orlando Jordan's another bizarre guy. It's you might as well fuck off. You might as well team him up with somebody like Goldust. And if you can look at Orlando Jordan in the bizarre sort of persona that he brought out, and look at Eric Young, and still have Eric Young be considered the more bizarre one, that's a hell of a feat and a hell of a bit of creative character work. Now it's just like he does whatever. The latest thing he's done is the tag teaming with ODB in the Wild Card Challenge. Now, personally, I don't agree with the Wild Card Challenge because it's throwing together random teams, which we always complain about in WWE. So it's a horrible, horrible thing to do when you've actually got real tag teams in TNA. But he worked another great, you know, for anybody else would have been really, really goofy angle with ODB as his tag team partner, the only male-female team in the Wild Card series. And it was so well done that if you caught it at the right camera angle, you even saw Samoa Joe sitting on the corner laughing his ass off. It's all very good, and it's all very... Everything he's done has shown his dynamics so well, because when he was a comedy character, he was wrestling for comedy. When he was a scared guy and a timid guy, he was wrestling as if he was scared and timid. When he was a heel, he fought like a heel. When he was the hero, he fought like a hero. If you can work that many personas, not only in your presentation, but in your wrestling style, if your wrestling style can vary that much, then how much you have to contribute to the wrestling world when given the opportunity is almost limitless, isn't it? So, Marcus, you chose Eric Young. I'm glad you did. I'm sure a lot of other people would look at this and say, Eric Young, what the hell's he got to contribute? And the answer is a fucking lot. The answer is Eric Young has more to contribute than somebody like Abyss, than, I don't know, any of the other, like, monsters that they brought into Face Abyss, than all the other, you know, rather see Eric Young than John Cena, for damn sure. But, yeah, I don't know what I was doing there, but anyways, Eric Young, what else can I say? He's a great guy to watch in the ring. If he ever does take a serious turn, he ever does get a serious push to sort of, get back his TV champ, or even, you know, go for a tag team title or something like that, I will love it. I look forward to seeing what he does in 2012. If he stays crazy, it'll be great. If he does something else, I'm thoroughly convinced that it will be just as great. That has been the very first Name Your Star. Pacifist299 chose Eric Young. Thanks. I've been Spaz, your YWC reality check. Subscribe up there, talk down there, start a conversation. Let me know what you think, and I will talk to you later. If you want to watch the drama, hold on for another couple of seconds. Bye.
Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Open up your hate and then open the make.
Marcus, you did it for me, bud. You made me come back to this. I was really, really, really gonna leave Preston alone this year. You know, I don't know what else I could have done last year. I gave Preston a shout out in almost every video. I sent him that great apology after I did the Tag Me In video. You know, tried to give the guy a hug for the holidays, didn't want it. I really don't know what else I can do other than answer your question. What are my thoughts on Preston and his preachings? Preston is a child. That's the pure and simple answer I can give there. I could get all, you know, bothered and befuddled and angry and frustrated with it, but I really, really can't, because at the end of the day, it's not worth it. Preston is a child. Preston is immature. Preston is a temper tantrum throwing little baby who can't survive an adult conversation, an adult debate, or the fact that the adults in this world are going to have different opinions than him. No, 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 no. Preston, taking a page out of the 5-year-old handbook, has played with the no matter how wrong I am, you all are going to agree with me or I'm going to take my ball and go home. Now, I could end it there. I really, really could. But I'm going to give you guys a few examples because I know some of you guys out there are friends with Preston. One of the things I will give Preston in sort of a backhanded compliment, he surrounds himself with good company. I've enjoyed Deluxe Man's videos for years. Well, not for years, but like, seems like years on YouTube. I've enjoyed Preston's videos on YouTube as long as I've been a YouTuber. How about that? I'm quickly coming to the realization that John, Preston's buddy, who's his cohort in Beer Money 2K, is quite possibly one of the most analytical minds in the YWC, and I have no problem saying that whatsoever. Eon Izzle is somebody I just started watching recently. His vids are great. The podcast, TwitWow, that John and Eon do together is amazing. It's loaded up on my phone if anybody cares. Anybody that wants to go check it out, go check out the podcast. This Week in the World of Wrestling. It's John, it's Eon. They have very, very long, in-depth conversation, weekly stuff. It's a great, great, great podcast. Problem being, nobody told Preston that you don't get to be awesome by association. Did they? Preston, I'm telling you right now, you don't get to be awesome by association. No, 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 no. The thing is, John and I talk off and on YouTube. John and Preston share a YouTube channel. John puts out great videos. I can't comment and tell John that he's made a great video because Preston will pull a temper tantrum. He will pull a temper tantrum like so.
Now I know everybody likes John, hates me. I get it. I got it. It's the fucking truth.
That, sir, is because you suck and John puts out great videos. Moving on. My issues with Preston, let's start from the beginning. Began middle of last year when Kelly and SpazPhoenix were having their rivalry, and I, like anybody else whose testicles have dropped, thought it was ridiculous that Kelly kept on getting, fluke victories over SpazPhoenix. It was ridiculous. We all knew she was cocksucking her way to the Divas Championship, and it was very, very frustrating. But Preston, on the other hand, with the firm idea in his head that if he sucked up enough to Kelly, he was going to get a blowjob, defended her at every turn, to the point where one of the last matches they had, right after the pay-per-view, he made some psycho shooter promo video, whatever, saying that he was gonna cut the throat and kill and kick the ass of anybody that dares speak anything bad about Kelly. Now, this is where he and I got into some words. I'm very, very opinionated about the women's division. I think back to when women's wrestling was actually good, before they were called divas, when they were women's wrestlers, but no, we got rid of that belt. I made reference, as I often do on this channel, to Trish Stratus versus Lita, which I've always called the Rock versus Austin of the women's division in wrestling. Still hold that opinion to this day. And, I don't know, he came at me. He came at me a million times with a million different things other than the kitchen sink, except for a good argument to tell me that why Kelly was so great. That's all I asked the guy for. Really, realistically, I told him. He kept on trying to make me look like the bad guy, saying that he was a bad guy for being a fan of Kelly. I don't care if you're a fan of Kelly. If you're a fan of Kelly, good for you. You are a fan, you watch the TV, you go to the shows, you do whatever you do, you download your illegal streams and whack off to her at 3 o'clock in the morning. That's cool. That works for you. That's fine. I was a fan of women that could actually wrestle, like Lita, Trish Stratus, Chyna, Luna Vachon, etc. And all I said, when he tried to tell me that Kelly deserved to be the best, all I did was ask him for one solid argument as to why Kelly could be considered the best. And he couldn't. And when he couldn't, he blocked me. Blocked me from all the channels that he's associated with, his Mysterio fan, 619 fan for life, 2 billion and 12 plus, however else long he wanted to make that name. Then he deleted that channel, so clearly I can't show you all the crap that he sent me. But in all due respect, the only real bad thing that came about this is, like I said, when John makes a great video, I can't give him a pat on the back and tell him that he made a great video. But when it all came to a head, and when he wanted to call me out on a argument that was completely started over women's wrestling, we got this.
I'm not even gonna get on the women's wrestling thing, dude. Fuck that.
Because you know you are wrong, sir. Yes, you do. Divas wrestling in the state that it is right now is a stupid thing to argue about anyway, because I don't think it's going to be good ever again unless you watch TNA. TNA, Gail Kim versus Mickie James, the match that WWE could have had if they had held on to their talent. But, ifs and buts won't get you anything. Now, the next thing that really got me going was the topic of Rey Mysterio. Now, Preston would have you believe that I'm not a Rey Mysterio fan. I am a Rey Mysterio fan. I think Rey Mysterio's had an amazing career. I think Rey Mysterio did his best work in WCW. I think Rey Mysterio was mistreated by the WWE from day one, and if I had been him, I would have been pissed off and left. doesn't mean that I don't think he's a great wrestler. I think when he came to the WWE, they made the mistake of taking him out of a cruiserweight position and putting him up against super heavyweights in unrealistic situations, which didn't help his progression at all in the slightest. Now, I have said that if Rey Mysterio doesn't ever come back, I wouldn't mind. Now, he takes that to mean, or he tries to twist that to mean that I don't respect Rey Mysterio. I respect Rey Mysterio so much that I don't think Rey Mysterio owes us anything. If Rey Mysterio retires tomorrow, I will be the first one giving him a standing ovation, hand on heart, because he's deserved it, because he's had a hell of a career, and if you watch him, his body is feeling the rigors of a hell of a career. He doesn't owe us a damn thing. So all I have said is, if he never comes back, good for him. Let him retire, let him live his life in peace, whatever, whatever. But no, he proceeds to twist that into I hate Rey Mysterio and twist that into another attack on him because he's such a victim. Right. And he tries to tell people that I shit on him for being a Mysterio fan. Now, I'm a fan of Rey Mysterio myself. Why would I shit on somebody else for being a Rey Mysterio fan? No, all I said to him in one video, once, was he has named Rey Mysterio as one of the names that he attributes him being a wrestling fan to. He has named Rey Mysterio as one of the guys that makes him want to watch wrestling. And if he can do that, then the people that name John Cena as a reason that they don't watch wrestling should be equally allowed to make that statement. Nowhere in there have I bashed him for being a Mysterio fan. Alright? Okay. The last thing I'm going to get on him for, and it's such a contradiction that it almost twists my stomach, and I can't even lie about this. He went on me about the Attitude Era and how it sucked and how it was so irresponsible and it was so abusive to the wrestlers, etc., 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 because he doesn't ever want to see anybody get hurt. But when it was announced that Orton was injured, Randy Orton was injured and might miss Rumble, might miss Mania, this is the fucker that takes a guy who's real life injured and makes a 20-minute celebration video about it. You're a sick fuck. And I'm going to say that again, sir. You are a sick fuck. Because, regardless of my opinion of any wrestler, I'll go to the most extreme. I can't stand John Cena. I have said we should get rid of John Cena for a while. I've done several videos on how he should move down to the mid-card. Or how they should kayfabe him an injury, keep him out for a month or two or so, let him go to a video, let him do something else where he can still support his family, etc. A kayfabe injury, or, you know, let him go do, like I say, go do another video, or have him go out of the title picture into the mid-card and let some other people get into the main event spot. I have made videos before, numerous times, about how to get rid of John Cena in a good way that he's not actually affected by. But no, this is somebody who takes Randy Orton, not the Viper, not the Legend Killer, not the Apex Predator, not the former world champion, whatever character. No, but this is somebody who has taken the injury of Randall Keith Orton, the man, and celebrated it because he's a sick fuck and a hypocrite. I'm officially done with Preston. You're a child, you're a hypocrite, and you're a sick fuck. Fuck you. I've been Spaz, your YWC reality check. Subscribe up there, talk down there, start a conversation, let me know what you think, except you, Preston, and I will talk to the rest of you guys later. Bye. I'm tagging out.